Good morning, Stampers. Kim Wolf coming to you here on Tuesday with a Tuesday tip and technique. And today I thought I would review random stamping. So we haven't done this in a bit. And it's a super cool way to draw in whatever colors that you want with a stamp set to create a background or something to go with your project. But this, if you've got colors in your pictures for scrapbooking and you want to draw in certain colors, or if you have a card that you're making and you might have some designer series paper and you want to draw in a color, this is a really fun way to do that. Or just create your own background paper and start from there. So I picked out 3 colors, and I got these from the same color family, and I'm going to be using the Cheerful Daisies stamp set, and I just wanted to show you a really quick and easy way to create this. So no pre-planning, just going to grab whatever and let's see if we can create. So let's start with the Smoky Slate. Okay, and if you remember, these stamps are very juicy, so we want to be careful. I am stamping on my glass mat because there's no imperfections on here. I can get a nice stamp, right? So I'm going to move this off to the side, and let's see if I can have a good workspace. So I'm just going to do random stamping. So when you're doing this, you want to start with your largest stamp, and you don't want to have too much of a pattern. Just really random stamping, okay? But the key here in random stamping is to start with your largest. Now, you also can go off the edge, and if I'm going to do that, I better, on a glass mat, I better get myself a piece of scrap paper to do that. So let's do that. So if I go off the edge, I want to make sure, and I don't want to have everything centered. I do want to go off the edge, right? Get a real edge. Go up here and do the same. Go to the top and do another. Okay, so we've got a random stamp. Okay, so stamp that off. I've already got my cleaner off to the side so that I can get it clean and I can put it right away. All right, so now I'm going to go to something a little bit smaller. So I'm going to go with the next daisy I've got here, and I'm going to pick a different color, or I could go with the same color and have a pretty cool design using very similar colors. But let's go with Misty Moonlight. Okay, we're going to do the same thing. I'm going to stamp, and now we're going to put these in between other areas that I've already stamped. And I'm looking for areas that this will fit. Okay, so creating my random stamping. Again, I want to go off the edge. This out of my hand, my scrap paper can go underneath here. I love these inks because it's just, I put it on the stamp and I don't have to worry about too much seasoning or preparation, and I've got a good image. So again, I've got this random stamped on here, okay? Let me clean that off. Put that away, and now let's grab a different stamp. And again, I'm working from my largest to my smallest. Let's grab this one. So far I've taken this stamp, I could have used that, but let's mix it up. I also could stamp this over this later and create a double look, but now I've pulled this one out right here. All right, and then let's grab Pecan Pie. Again, I'm going to be looking for areas where this will fit. So I'm going to go in between. And if you're really adventurous, you can actually stamp over top of an edge. Oh, I've got my scrap paper under here. You can see. Now, where it did stamp, I've got that ink is still on here, so I could try to match it up if I wanted to. I don't think anybody's really going to have an eye or look at that, so I'm not too worried about it. But we're just filling in the white space here. Random, random, random. Where else do I want it? Up here. I can go off the edge again. I can go off the edge on the bottom. And as you continue to do this, you're just building to create your own, basically, patterned paper. Flipping it around. And I think so far so good. All right, let's stamp that off. There really is no right or wrong way. So I wanted to stay with 3 colors. So now I'm going to grab a center. So I'm going to grab, and actually I'm going to grab a smaller block. Trying to stay on camera here, so I'm moving things around. All right, I've got the center, which is right here to put into that flower. So I'm going to stay with this pecan pie. I think that'll be fun. And now I'm going to stamp this in the center of my flowers. And I'm going to keep going. And I think I've got 2 more. Now let me get my scrap paper under this one. And do you see how it's starting to build here? So clean this off. I'm just using this as a cleaner. So I sprayed some cleaner on here. This part is wet, this part is dry, cleans it off nice. So it's right there on my workspace and I can clean as I go. All right, what do we want to do next? So we want to keep going smaller and smaller and smaller. And now I think I'm going to go back to my blue. And let's do some leaves. So I've got this leaf here, which is right here. And let's put some leaves on here. So we can go crazy with the leaves if we want to. We could put 2 together and have our own little pattern if we wanted to. Some could be single, some could be double. Let's see. If I've got a small area, I could put 1, a large area 2. I could mix it up. And you can see that as we go, we've got these 3 colors, and they are going to be a terrific base for whether we're scrapbooking or we're card making or we're doing another paper project. And I think I'm going to do 1 more. So let me close that up and just show you that you can grab a small one. Now this is intended to be the center of this flower, but we're not going to use it that way. We're going to keep going largest to smallest. This is the smallest stamp that I have in this set. I'm grabbing the smoky gray, and here I'm going to just put these in between. So anywhere I want to. Sometimes we have like a little heart, we have a little cluster of dots, and this just adds, again, I'm just going in white space, no real pattern, just looking for where is my eye seeing that something needs to go in between. And now I've created this really fun background paper by Random Stamping, and I don't know how much time I've been on here, but look at how quickly. And what's really cool about this is when you cut it, you're not cutting just like pattern paper when we purchase pattern paper already. We're just going to cut it where we need to, and it's going to a little bit on, a little bit off, centered, not centered, whatever, and you've created your own paper. So I hope you've learned something new today, and I hope you have a happy Tuesday. Bye.